Hello everyone, this is Vi. Today I'm checking out Blockchain. This was a request sent to me by the developer. We're going to give it a playtest, see if we give some useful feedback. I have not played this before. Just a reminder, if you are a developer and you have a game you want playtested, feel free to contact me. There's contact info in the description below. So we're going to give this a shot. I do have the game page open here real quick. I'll just read what little is written here. It says, Blockchain, a crypto-punk action thriller. Shoot, slash, and dodge your way to a tidy profit in this character action shooter, blending sword and gun combat with elements of incremental games, in a darkly comedic extrapolation of our present-day cyberpunk dystopia. Alright, that was a mouthful. So it's got some patch notes or whatever here. I'm not going to read all that, but we're going to go ahead and get into the game. So let's get rid of the overlay. Press start, enter to continue. 2028, the only remaining way to accumulate wealth is by the mining of cryptocurrencies. Few can afford to start a mining operation, and even fewer manage to make a profit. Sounds familiar. Would-be billionaires sitting on their hands waiting for their luck to turn. Unlike these fools, you understand that the only way to make a fortune is to reach out and take it. Blockchain hijack depth 1. Destroy the core. Alright, don't know what the core is, but hopefully we'll find out. Alright, looks like we've got a map type thing. I guess level selection. Locked. So we can only select this one. Alright. Sector path A. Oh, objective defeat all enemies. Oh gosh, that's very loud. Holy moly. Alright, is there a pause button? Oh gosh. Alright, left mouse button, hold sword, right mouse button, hold gun. Oh my gosh, Q, C, Z for attacks. Q, C, and Z. Why these particular buttons? That's... Okay, E is slash, and then Q, C, Z for other attacks. Very strange. Alright, is there a pause? Okay. So the audio might be a little, like the levels might be a little crazy. That one sound effect with that, whatever that giant block was really loud. Another thing I noticed is that the sounds, like there's stereo audio, of course. One thing that I always find irritating is when sounds are panned entirely in the left or right channel, like 100% left or right. And the reason is that, like in the real world, we don't hear things with only one ear. So when you're wearing headphones like I am, it can actually be really irritating to hear sounds in entirely in one ear or the other, and it can actually kind of it actually causes my ears to hurt sometimes. So that would be something I'd recommend not doing, you know, maybe do like maximum like 80% in one ear and 20% in the other, something like that, you know. You kind of have to do it by feel, but I think that was what I had noticed. Now, the idea of using like Z and C for... Oh, I jumped a lot slower than I expected. Okay, that is jump, right? Alright, so the general movement feels like it's a little laggy, but I guess that's something you have to get used to. I'm used to it being a little more, like if I AD, it just doesn't really work. I'm used to it being a little more responsive, which I think feels better. It looks like your character actually has to like turn around before you can move in the other direction, which in my opinion isn't great. I mean, generally I like to see that sort of thing just be relegated to an animation and not actually affecting your movement. Alright, so you can just do this and then... Alright, that was easy enough. Now, is R reload? Oh, it looks like he just holds up the gun and it reloads. I think the bottom left is the bullets here. Alright, so for some reason the sound effect is coming out of the right channel more. I don't know if that's... Oh, R hold recharge gun. But it looks like it's recharging anyways. Does it just recharge slower? Alright, it feels a little weird when you're... Does it just go faster? I guess it goes faster, okay. Yeah, for some reason the mouse movement feels a little strange while you're aiming with the right mouse button. Like, it's obviously lower sensitivity, so that makes a big difference, and I'm not sure if it's just that. Wow, those things are coming right at me. So there's a lot going on, so it's hard for me to, like... Oh my gosh. I'm actually going to turn down my volume here a little bit. It's hard for me to focus on the little individual details because there's just like so many things being thrown at me. Which does make it a little hard to, for instance, experiment with different things because okay, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't really like especially like the Z key, reaching for that C isn't so bad. But for me personally, the Z key is not that great. I think it looks like you can just jump with it. And shift evade uses stamina. I think I might have hit one of those bullets with this sword. Sure if that was the case. So yeah, also all the sword movements take quite a while to come out, so that's something that whoa, why is there speed? Do I just build up speed over time when I'm running? Oh, okay. Alright, I'm just using different buttons here. So I guess I finished the level here. Yeah, obviously, I mean, this is game's obviously in development, and I do feel like I should mention though that it would be nice to have more of a tutorial element, like even if like I don't necessarily feel like everything needs to be explained to me as much as I feel like I need to have kind of an opportunity to actually like toy around with the movements and stuff without being kind of under the stress of having to fight off enemies that are doing kind of complex things. So that's what I would suggest. It might actually be like VSync on. Oh, there's options. Oh, VSync is on. There you go. Hopefully that's... Yeah, that's better. Okay, it feels better now that the VSync is off. So I never play first-person shooters or third-person shooters with VSync on. I kind of wish these guys would leave me alone because I'm still fiddling around with everything. But yeah, so far the mechanics in question, like all the moves and stuff you can do are pretty interesting. If I was making this game, I would want... Man, that's a big bullet. Oh, out of range, interesting. If I was making this game, I would want everything to be more responsive, like less time between when you press the buttons and things happen. Especially for a single player game, I think everything has the potential to just be a lot more reactive to your input. I do like how these are transparent so you can see the enemies here. I don't really like how you have to slow down for so long either when you're running. I mean, I can understand a little bit of that, but it is quite a while you have to wait before you can start moving again there. And it might be... I mean, I guess the slower movement when you're aiming is something you get used to over time. It does feel a little, like, slightly slow to me. Maybe you could... I don't don't know if this is one-time use. Oh, I see. Oh, that's just... I wasn't looking at those bullets at all. And shift is... Oh, that didn't move very far, though. Like, this seems like it's as slow as... It actually seems like it's slower than just running. Like if, let's say I'm just... Let's say I'm running this way, and then I guess I can... It does seem to cancel your inertia, if nothing else. So... Oh, that's too bad. So yeah, I mean, I feel like a dash should be a lot more powerful in terms of, you know, like if I'm running in this direction and then I dash in that direction, that just slows me down. So it seems to me the only real purpose of it is to change directions real fast like that. But even so, it just feels so slow, and also the lag after you use it before you can get your input back and everything is quite punishing. So these things explode, and they have kind of an area of effect. I might question the idea of being able to like run into the explosion after they blow up. Like I can understand if you're in the explosion, like on the same frame. Like when the thing lands and it blows up, if you're in that area of effect on that frame, and obviously you're going to take damage, but like if it blows up and then like a couple frames later, like half a second later, you like walk into where the explosion is and then you take damage, that doesn't feel right to me. So that's something that I would probably change personally, because it's just weird. And that other time where it was kind of off screen and I kind of walked into it, that was kind of annoying. But of course, part of that is just not paying attention to the guy because I'm looking at everything else. So I'm noticing there's a 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the bottom, which I'm guessing is going to be different weapons if I had any. Switch weapons is apparently X. So I can... Wait. Looks like he's just holstering it, or... Alright, so in this case it doesn't seem to do anything, but I guess a cosmetic element. Crouch on control. Oh, we can do sliding! Alright, that's cool. I stay stuck into it though. So I do really like sliding like this. I did play like Warframe for a while, and that was one of the better parts of that game for sure, is being able to slide and shoot and stuff like that. Oh gosh, holy moly. Oh, it takes a long time to get up to speed though. Like that's something I feel like using the dodge or something should like add to your speed to like help you get up to speed or something like that. But yeah, I mean the slide is pretty slow. Wow, and I don't like... Oh, okay, crouch is toggle. So, ooh, I'm gonna get killed by that. I don't like toggle crouch personally, so that's something that was kind of throwing me off. Of course, some people use that, so I would say that should be an option, but... Yeah, I noticed my health was like a little sliver for a long time there, but... Yeah, I would definitely buff the little dash thing and buff the slide. It takes a long time to get up to speed where you can actually use that, which is a little annoying in my opinion. It just takes so long. Like if you decide you're gonna do that, to have to take like multiple seconds before you can even do the action in like an intense action game like this, it seems a little bit too much to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this. The controls on the melee attacks is pretty weird to have to like hold the button and then like press other buttons on the keyboard to slash with. Like I'm used to just like, you know, of course, just like clicking with the button would do it or something, instead of having to hold it and then push other buttons. And I don't immediately have like a better suggestion as to what buttons to use for like 4 different attacks. But I think I imagine there's probably something that I would personally prefer and think was more intuitive. But okay. Oh, it's multiple hitboxes. Okay. What is that? I don't know what that was. So probably be nice to have a little more feedback on when you're doing the reloading. You know, some kind of sound effect or something. Destroy the core. So I don't know what the core is actually. I've just been shooting whatever these things pop up. Oh, I did that wrong. Oops. I'm just smacking this thing. Ooh, it did like a... Oh, so this is like... This move is like actually way better than the dodge, it seems like. The problem is that you can't, like... You have to take your finger... one of your WASD fingers off the movement keys to use it, so it's really awkward, but... It's like way better than the dodge. At actually like dashing around. Oh, there's an actual core. I do kind of like how the reload works though. Alright, I gotta remember how the buttons work here. Transaction complete. Alright, so another thing that thanks for opening an account. Welcome to the mining dashboard. To get started, simply use the credits you purchased to lease a mining rig and you'll be making money in no time. Okay, so this is one of these, what it mentioned, that I don't remember what he called it, but it's sort of like what they do with these idle games, I guess. Which might be interesting. I'm just gonna check the clock real quick. I can't play this forever, unfortunately, but so one thing I did notice is that the melee attacks seem to go in the direction that you're moving, which I think I would probably prefer if the melee attacks were in the direction that the camera was facing, the same as you do with your guns. Obviously, you aim the guns with the camera in a shooter like this, so you know, that's something that could also maybe be like a option that you could toggle. But I think I'd probably prefer to aim my attacks like that, and then you could do like strafing and stuff without having to worry about your melee attacks going all over the place where you don't want them to. Oh, that was weird. What was it? That looked really weird. Like, I'm wondering what it looked like before it turned into this. Complete a delve. I'm gonna kind of skim over some of this. As promised, I've come up with a solution to your predicament. I've attached a program on it to add a currency exchange module to your mining interface, which you can use to turn that fraction of a Bitcoin you just earned into credits. Don't rely on it too much though. Company mandated exchange rate is horrendously inefficient. Okay, so I guess I got the memory injection detected, so I don't really know what just happened. I guess I just... Oh. Was it like... What happened to the mail thing? Was it like I just downloaded a malware or something? Because I opened an email with an exe and just... I don't know. Oh, okay. So wasn't that mail before? I guess now it says info. Which one was it? This one? So I think that might just be like making a joke or something. Or maybe not, I don't know. I think that it'd be nice if there's a little more feedback on when you click on that though. It's kind of like the window just kind of disappears. It doesn't show anything happening. Like usually if you click on a download or something, like on your computer, it'll like show something downloading, or like even stuff like having you know, just feedback on the click itself, like maybe there's a button that depresses or something, you know, that sort of thing. What about this? What do you say? I don't think there's a way to like respond to that, so I don't know. What is 7C? I don't know what 7C is. You can see there are things that are flashing. Lease mining rig. Alright, so I have a mining rig and now I'm mining. And then I can just go back into action, I guess. Pistol, assault rifle. I don't remember having a pistol before, so... Oh, these are abilities. Huh. Pending authorization. So what do I have to do? Mine a certain amount before I can buy mining credits at an exchange rate of 10. C, I don't know what C is. Like cents? So I have like cents or something, and then I can buy credits. Insufficient bitcoins. It says I only need 10C per thing. Oh, 10 credits. That 10C could be 10 credits. Alright, so C might be credits, not cents. Okay, so other stuff is popping up over here. Overclocking. I don't know why I can't do that. I guess I can do more of these. Oh, something. Did I end up doing that? Because I think that went down. Overclocking. Lease mining rig. Alright, we're getting more rigs. We have new mail. Oh, that's weird. Job Corp, make money sitting at your computer. Going deeper. So I guess it's like being decrypted or something? That's weird. Access to functionality that your players can only dream of. It's not going to come cheap. An ability. Alright, so you equip the ability and it says you'll consider you ready for another delve. Produces and throws a small bomb that bounces, rolls up, yada yada yada. It's a grenade, okay. 200 damage though. It has a cost associated with it. Destroy the core. So, I mean, I could imagine that some people might be less interested in the sort of idle game type aspect and just want to like skip to the action. So that'd be something to consider. I mean, I'm not saying either is bad or even that together they're bad, but some, you know, if someone just wants to play these action elements, I could certainly see someone getting kind of impatient with having to go through the other parts and not being able to get back into this action. It's apparently not optional. Alright, so a grenade on one. Kind of have to reach for it. How do you... Underhand is X, prime early is R crouch. One is throw. Okay, that's just a lot of controls for... It's a lot of buttons for throwing the grenade. Yeah, the intuitive thing to me seemed like, you know, I can understand you press one and then it shows this so you can see where you're throwing it, and then I just kind of want to just click the mouse to throw it. And in fact, if you want to do like an underhand thing, oh, which I guess is more of a lob, okay. You could just use the right mouse button for that instead of... Ah, you got it. Okay, out of stamina. Well. So something happened where... Oh, that was weird looking. For some reason my stamina meter is low. I'm not sure why I see like a little green after image kind of thing when I dodge sometimes. I don't know what that is. Oh, shift, stagger, escape. That was like... Okay, so there's a little bit of a At first I didn't see the little laser, so it looked like it just shot me like instantly. You could probably make that a little more visible, but it's not that bad. It says out of range, but I killed it anyway, so that was kind of weird. I don't know if there's a damage penalty or something, or if that was just not working correctly. So... that was the wrong one. Whoops. That's not gonna... What's this thing? Alright, they killed me bad. Yeah, so I wanted to experiment with using the melee attacks, which didn't go so well. But I'm noticing all the enemies have like these projectiles, which kind of don't invite using melee very much at all, because it's all the sort of thing where you kind of want to stay back and just dodge them. So I don't know if you have like other enemies in the game that kind of work well with the concept of the melee attacks, but as it is, it seems like it's kind of, what's the word? I don't know, just not giving the player much incentive to use them, because it seems like it's much safer and more effective to use them. Guns. That's not necessarily only the enemy design. I mean, I think that's the bigger part of it, but also if you were to... I guess adjust the movement and the behavior of the melee attacks in particular. So there's, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of lag and stuff, so you end up kind of putting yourself in a pretty risky situation by using melee a lot. What are those things? Oh, that's weird. So this guy, I mean, he did have enough downtime that you could approach him and use that. But it's not always the case, I don't think, especially once you get multiple enemies. It's not useful. Oops. What is everything? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it doesn't like being hit with bullets, I guess. So I guess you can do... I mean, it doesn't seem like you can juggle enemies exactly, but you can kind of jump up into the air and do that kind of thing. Yeah, the idea of having to hold the left mouse button and then press the button to do the melee attacks is just really weird feeling to me, so I keep like kind of doing it wrong just because it just seems so counterintuitive to me. Oh my gosh. So in that case, it's sort of like I dodged, but then like the timing, because there were so many enemies that they all just kind of attacked one after the other. So, you know, maybe it's down to the amount of. It's kind of funny how you have to stop yourself. You just keep running even if you let go of the button. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it was kind of down to the amount of lag on the dodge move, where it's kind of like I dodged the first attack and then the consecutive ones I couldn't really avoid. I mean, maybe I could have, but in that case I didn't. Maybe it was my fault, I don't know. Isn't there? Oh, there's a pistol. Maybe last time I just didn't see the pistol in his hand. Whoa, that was a giant explosion. What the heck was that? Pistol seems really strong though. Like it shoots fast. Ah, run. No! It's faster than me. I have to accelerate. Be nice to have some like parkour elements and stuff in the walls too, if that was... Those things are still after me, what the heck? Oh, jeez, I did not think that was going to happen. Alright, so things like those little orbs that just hit me, it might be a nice idea to have some audio feedback on those for like when they're about to come back towards you, so you can kind of hear that something is coming. Because in that case there, it was like they were completely off the screen, so I didn't expect anything to happen. Unfortunately, oh. So this went back to... For some reason, I think this is what I would expect to see if I was using the controller, but I'm using the mouse and keyboard still, so I'm not sure why it's doing this instead of the mouse. I might have to wrap this up instead of continuing on, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll just give you my general thoughts. The concept is pretty cool. I'm not really sold on the sort of idle elements. Not that I necessarily don't like that, but I think it just feels so different from the action part of the game that I kind of think that I would kind of do one or the other, want to do one or the other. And in that sense, I think it might be better to kind of have, even if you want to do both elements in one game, kind of have it more optional. Like you can either, and I don't, you know, maybe you have some plans like this anyways, and you're just doing this to introduce everyone to everything, but I wouldn't want to like be locked out of the action elements while I have to focus on this sort of idle Bitcoin mining part. But if that was kind of going on in the background and I could just do that optionally and like turn my focus towards that if I felt like it, then, you know, I think that would work out well. Apart from that, the actual gameplay itself, I think that the biggest things I would suggest is definitely, I guess the two big things for me is, one is some of the controls aren't quite what I would consider intuitive, so I think those could be improved upon. But apart from that, the big thing for me is just making everything a lot more responsive. All the movement, all the you know, the ending lag on everything, the acceleration. Like I would make everything a lot more responsive so you could just move around a lot more freely. You know, I can understand having a certain amount of inertia and stuff to create a sense of sort of weightiness where you have to you know, kind of consider your movements and not just get out of everything for free necessarily. But yeah, in general, I would just want everything to be a lot more responsive and be able to change direction and accelerate rapidly. The dodge felt really weak to me, you know, etc., etc., etc. I kind of mentioned everything while I was playing, so that would be the big thing I think would make this a lot more exciting for me. I do like the concepts that are in play here and the sort of gameplays, so I think that's really cool. There's a lot of good stuff here for sure, so hopefully that sort of feedback is useful to you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video, but if you have any questions for me, definitely let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.